We've got the Ohio Crush.
And we are back here at Otterbein University. It is auxiliary court number 2. It is Jeremy Scott alongside Spencer Giese and Caleb Graham running the camera here. A 5th grade game forthcoming here between the Crush and the Xtreme, both of which call themselves Ohio. So the Ohio Crush and the Ohio Xtreme. You familiar with either one of these squads here, Spencer?
The Xtreme, I believe, is Northeast Ohio area. Really well-run program. Teams in every age group for the most part.
Northeastern Ohio is in like Cleveland?
I think so. I do know they partner with GBA to have an Xtreme tournament up there every spring. So, you know, well-run organization. I can tell you as a coach, I've played against their teams in my age levels a number of times. You know, pretty solid coaching the right way. You're teaching players how to play. You're doing it in a respectful and empowering way. Good group.
And the ball is going to be tipped by Jenna for the Crush. And for the Xtreme, that was Mila. Mila who tips it to the other end. And here we are. We're underway here at auxiliary court number 2, this 5th grade game. Rebounded by Jenna.
Nice little tip play there right off the bat. They were ready to go.
Crush bringing it back down. And driving it inside and on the way up. I think that she may have had that.
Tipped.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that shot was contested there. That was Bob. She goes by the name of Bob, who put it up, and she had the ball tipped in, so out of bounds it goes. It's the Crush with it now. The Crush back on offense. There's a shot by Jenna. That's up. That's no good. That's pulled down by the Xtreme. Xtreme pushing it to the other end. Underneath the hoop. Nice looking pass. Nice looking shot. That is up, and Hayden makes the Xtreme draw first blood. It's 2-0.
Incredible pass and transition for that easy bucket. Now we've got a full court press by the Xtreme.
And that is Jenna who will try to beat this press for the Crush, and she does.
Tell you what, you've got your post player running the show for the Crush. Impressive.
And that is Jenna looking for somebody to pass it to.
And we got a timeout called by Ohio Crush. Got trapped in the corner. Called a quick one. Let's get them settled.
So 11:05 to go. 55 seconds gone by here in the first half of this 5th grade game. It's Otterbein University, the Otterbein Classic. Jeremy Scott, Spencer Giese, Caleb Graham, and we'll be back right after this timeout. And we are back to the action here. 2-0 the score. 11:05 to play in the first half. The Crush called timeout, and it's stolen on the inbounds pass by the Xtreme. So the Xtreme get it back. Xtreme, who lead it by 2, push it to the other end. Xtreme. And no travel called there. The Crush get it back. That's Mags who's got it and loses it out of bounds. And it's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Xtreme, so the Crush will keep it.
Nice little poke out there by Hayden. Ohio Crush based out of Washington Courthouse.
Okay. So we've got basically Northeast and Southwest Ohio represented here. And that's the Crush. That is Jenna taking it on the baseline. Jenna inside.
Ooh.
Jenna decides, nope. They're going to get her for that travel, as you just mentioned there, Spencer.
She might have 3 pivot feet there. So that was a well-timed travel. I know officials try to get the game to work at the level of the players that are in the game. Certainly this is 5th graders, maybe a little bit more lenient on the rules, but that's going to be a travel at every level of basketball.
As Maya is fouled, and that is the first foul on either side. That'll be a foul on the Crush. And that'll be Maya who will step up to the free throw line to attempt a couple of shots here for the Xtreme. Looks like a line change forthcoming here for the Crush. First shot from Maya. Banks out. And there is that line change we were just talking about here for the Ohio Crush. They've got 10 players, so...
Hey, that's one way to make sure all your players are getting playing time. And at the 5th grade level, that's what's important. I mean, you want to develop, you want to be competitive, but at the same time, you know, you want to make sure your players on the roster are getting playing time.
Maya's second shot is good. Banks that one in there, so 3-0 the score. The Xtreme lead the Crush here in the early going. Not even 2 minutes gone by. Push the ball up the floor for the Crush. That is Ferens. Ferens, number 24. Bounce pass, that is stolen away by Savannah. Savannah's got it for the Xtreme, and there's a foul, second foul on the Crush.
That's going to be on Clark on a little physical stoppage of play on the sideline.
Fast pace for 5th grade basketball, I've got to say, Spencer.
It certainly is, you know, athletic guards at this level can really run away from others.
Oh, nice pass underneath. Not able to finish the Xtreme, but there is somebody to clean it up. That is up, that's no good. And that is Hayden, who tried to put it back up. And she's the one who's got it right now playing the point. She's going to drive it into the low post. She's going to get fouled on that drive. And that'll be the 3rd Crush foul.
I'll tell you what, you can tell that the Xtreme teammates really trust number 24, Maya. They're always looking up. They're dribbling with their head up, looking down court to get her the basketball in the fast break.
2:12 and 33. I'll check in for the Xtreme. Gianna, Libby, and I don't have a 33, so we'll have to try to get that at some point here.
Let's hope 33 is in the scorebook if it's not on our book, because we'd like to avoid that technical foul today.
Absolutely. As out of bounds it goes. And it will remain, nope, it's going to go to the Crush now. So the Crush get it. Full court press here by the Xtreme. That'll be Ferens, who is going to be contested in the backcourt, and she will be fouled. So now the Xtreme called for their first. Oh no. I guess they called that foul on the Crush, and that shot is blocked underneath. That is up. That's no good for Gianna. That's taken. That's rebounded. There's a wide open look. That's up. That's no good. Gianna on that rebound. Gianna there to clean it up. That's no good. Another opportunity. That one up and good. That is Mila 4-2 to put the Xtreme ahead 5-0. Crush back on offense. And it's stolen away in the backcourt. Steal by Libby. Good job there by Libby to get there and get that ball. Into the low post it comes. That's over to Gianna. Gianna is going to drive it, and she's going to lose it out of bounds on the dribble, and it's going to go back to the Crush.
I'll tell you what, these Xtreme players are getting great looks, and with time, they are going to go in. So all these looks they're getting as 5th graders. By 6th and 7th grade, you'll see those buckets going in. Great to get the looks now.
And here's that press again. The Crush have it taken away. That's Mila on the steal. That's over to Libby. Libby on the drive. Libby on the lay-in, and she is fouled on her way up. Now Libby will go to the free throw line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Crush are going to need to make an adjustment here on their press break. They're trying to dribble through it. This is a time to use your teammates and pass through it a little bit.
So the clock stops at 8:39 here in the first half. Xtreme up by 5, looking for more. That's Libby. First free throw, it's good. As Jenna and Bob check into the game for the Crush. Checking out will be Shull as well as Clark. Second free throw is no good for Libby. It's a little bit short. And it's tracked down. Xtreme get it back on offense. Underneath the hoop, that's up, that's no good, and that's pulled down by Vincent. So Vincent gets it for the Crush, and then it's taken right back by Gianna. Xtreme on offense once again.
Xtreme are never satisfied they not have the ball in their team possession. So
into the high post. There's a shot. That's up, and that one will fall. That's Mila for 2 more. She's got 4. The score 8-0.
Xtreme in a matchup press here.
And getting the ball out of the backcourt. No, she will not. She's going to be pushed down.
She is fouled there.
All right, that is a foul
2.
on the Xtreme.
Gianna with a foul.
Yep. But the press, nonetheless,
yep, you've
still in effect.
You've got a matchup press here, and then the player guarding the inbounder drops back to make sure no fast break happens.
And that was Bob, and Bob gets tripped. That's the second team foul on the Xtreme. So very quickly, the Xtreme pick up 2 fouls.
And those 2 fouls were both on Gianna, and you're going to see her come out now.
As Maya will check back into the ball game for her. Crush on the inbounds. And it'll be poked out of bounds, and that's going to go off of Savannah, so it remains Crush ball.
Very aggressive out-of-bounds defense by the Xtreme. A lot of quick feet, quick hands.
Bounce pass inbounds to Ferens. Shot up, no good. And there's a tie-up. And the possession arrow will favor the Crush. Vincent on the inbounds. And it's taken away by the Xtreme. The Xtreme have it back on offense. Taking it down the floor is that number 33 we don't have in the scorebook. And there's a pump fake, drive inside, pass to the foul line. There's a shot that's up. That's no good. And that is rebounded underneath on the offensive glass. And chasing it down will be Mila. She gives it off. There's a shot that's up. Count the bucket and the foul. Savannah for 2. She got clotheslined on her way up. Good job by her to be able to connect.
Got some sort of piece of equipment out here. Hair tie, knee band, hairband for sure.
What's that like?
You know, when you're moving that fast, your hairband comes out, you're moving fast.
That's right. And so Savannah, with a chance to make this a 3-point play, her team up by 10. It's 10-0. Xtreme so far have just outsped the Crush. That shot is not going to fall for her, and there's a chance at the offensive rebound, but I do believe that is going to go off of Mila. Yes, it will, and out of bounds. So into the game comes Olivia for the Xtreme. Checking out will be Mila. And stolen away in the backcourt. Libby just picked the pocket of that Crush player, number 4, Self. Here comes Savannah.
Oh, what a dish.
Pass underneath. That is up, and that is good. Maya for 2. 12-0.
That's great core vision by any player, certainly a 5th grader, to drive, pull the defender up, and then be able to dish to your post player. Wide open for 2.
Theron's having trouble getting the ball out of the backcourt. I do believe they're going to get Libby for a foul, though. And the ball goes to the other court. And that actually happened during a timeout on the other end, so nobody in any danger of tripping over any balls or anything. That always makes me nervous at these tournaments, Spencer.
I'll tell you what, I mean, a basketball on the ground practice or a game is just one of those things you don't want a player to land on. It's going to end real badly.
Yeah. And there's another foul. That's the 4th team foul on the Xtreme. So very quickly, the Crush had 14 fouls to the Xtreme's none. Now each team at 4. As a matter of fact, okay, no, actually Xtreme have 4, the Crush have 5, so I missed one of them. And there's a steal, stolen away by Savannah. And another Crush foul. That'll be their 6th.
We're getting real close to bonus free throws here with just over 6 minutes left in the first half.
That'll be Hayden to bring the ball up the floor for the Xtreme. She gets it across the timeline. Hayden, pass underneath, wide open look. That's up, that's no good for Maya. Offensive rebound. Xtreme driving a baseline. That is Hayden. Hayden turns around, takes the shot. That's no good. And there is Olivia for the rebound.
Hayden is either a lefty or really good at dribbling with her left hand.
There's number 33 with a dish underneath. That is to Maya. Maya puts it up, and she is fouled on her way up. 7th team foul on the Crush.
It's going to be on number 24.
Farrens
with the foul for the Crush.
And that puts Maya at the foul line. She's 1 for 2 there so far today. And the referees are going to discuss something. Okay.
Yeah, our referee up top, he just wanted to make sure that was a shooting foul. It was, so she is shooting 2, even though they are in the 1-on-1.
Maya's first shot, no good. And 6:14 to go here in the first half. 12-0 remains the score. As Maya steps back up for the second of 2 free throws. This one banks in there. Exactly how she made the other one that she made. And that makes the score 13-0. And there's a tie-up in the backcourt. And this one should favor the Xtreme, I do believe. Yes, it will. So the possession arrow favors the Xtreme. Hayden will inbound it underneath the hoop. Inbounds to Savannah. Savannah takes the shot, and it's good.
Nice curl and jump shot on that play.
15-0 is the score. The Crush get it into the front court. That's Farrens.
Yeah, the Xtreme defense is just suffocating at every foot of the court out here against the Crush.
Another turnover.
And another timeout here by the Crush.
With 5:57 to go, 5:53 to go. That scoreboard is a little bit, nope. Okay, they are going to give the timeout. All right, 5:53 to go here in the first half. The score 15-0. The Xtreme lead the Crush. We'll be back. Back to the action here. It's 15-0 Extreme leading the Crush. Inbounds it comes, and there's a steal. Stolen away by the Crush, and I think she just got a little bit confused as to which way she was supposed to go. She had a nice defensive play there, did self, but she just forgot which direction her team was going in.
There was a nice open hoop down here. It just wasn't hers.
We've all done it. Inbounds it comes. And underneath the hoop on the offensive glass, that was Hayden. Hayden, who took the shot, followed her own shot, got the rebound, and wasn't able to save it from going out of bounds. And so Jenna will take the ball out of bounds for the Crush with the score of 15-0. That's Bob.
Oh, got a player down.
Bob puts it up, and she's fouled on her way up, so she will have a chance to put the Crush onto the scoreboard for the first time. 15 foul on the Extreme. So Bob to the foul line. This is the first time that the Crush will have attempted any free throws here today. First shot for Bob is no good. Bob getting ready for the second. It's up. That one banks in there. So the Crush do get onto the scoreboard via that Bob free throw. It's 15-1. Extreme back on offense. And I think they're going to get Hayden with the travel. Yep, they are. She caught the pass, took a step. And that is indeed a travel. And the Crush on offense. Taking a baseline, that's Bob, puts it up, that's no good. Follows her own shot, and the Extreme grab the rebound, and I do believe, nope, I thought I heard a whistle, but I didn't. That must have been from another court, and the Extreme have it. Up ahead, that's stolen away by Ferens. Ferens has it, and she has her pocket picked, and the Crush get it back. That is Self, and underneath, there's a foul. And that'll be a foul on the Extreme. That is the team's 6th. Crush to inbound. That is Ferens. Inbounds it comes to Bob. Bob gives it back to Ferens. Ferens turns around, takes the shot, banks it in there.
Buckets.
So that's the first field goal for the Crush.
Crush in a matchup defense, trying to put a little pressure on full court.
And that's number 33, whose name we do not have. There's a shot that's up, and that's no good. There to clean it up. It's up and good for number 33. The score, 17-3. I'm curious to know whether they have that name in their scorebook, because I got these names right from the Extreme scorebook. Anyway, that is Bob. Kicking it outside to Ferens. Ferens drives it, puts it up, no good. Rebounded, that's no good, and that is taken by number 33. Timeout called by the Extreme with 3:49 to play. The score, 17-3 is the score, and we'll be back with more. And we're back to game action here. And there's a shot that is up, and that is no good for the Extreme. There to clean it up, that's no good. That is Mila. And it's chased down, and there's another Extreme offensive rebound. And number 33, we find out, is Sophie, who puts it up and in. Now she's got her 4th point. We had her in our book as number 30, but she's actually 33. So now that has been cleared up, thank you, Spencer. We have a foul on the court. That is a foul on Hayden, and that is the 7th foul on the Xtreme. So the Crush will be stepping up to the free throw line for a 1-and-1.
Bob's looking to add some points to the Ohio Crush total right here.
That should be a 1-and-1. And okay.
You know, between the scores table and the broadcast team, we're going to make sure these games are called correctly, aren't we?
It's teamwork, baby.
That's right. Nobody likes it when you miss a 1-on-1 opportunity for your team.
And so Bob, who is 50% at the line today, 1 of 2, steps up to the line now for a 1-and-1. Front end, no good. Rebounded by Bob. Good job by her to follow her own shot. Then she loses it, and it's the Xtreme who end up with it. Pushing it up ahead. Whistle. And that'll be a foul on the Crush. That'll be their 8th team foul. So a 1-and-1 coming on this end now. 3:11 to play here in the first half.
A lot of free throw practice for both teams here in the late goings of the first half.
And that'll be Savannah, who is 0 for 1 at the line today. First shot on the 1-and-1, no good, long off the back of the iron. And it's rebounded by the Crush. Pushing it back down, that's Vincent. Vincent on the drive, Vincent on the shot, and that was behind the backboard, so that's out of bounds, and that'll go back to the Xtreme. No? That looked to me like it was a shot that hit behind. But they say it's off the Xtreme and out of bounds. All right. So it's Crush ball. Ferens with a shot. And that will go out of bounds. This one
also tipped.
Also tipped. All right.
That Xtreme defense.
So Vincent will inbound it. And she does. And that's Bob with it. Bob goes to her knees. Bob, tie up for that loose ball, and this possession arrow will favor the Crush. So 2:47 left here in the first half. It's 19-3. Xtreme with the 16-point advantage. Inbounds and not able to handle that inbounds pass is Ferens, and out of bounds it goes. And
Yep, you're going to see Crush here put on a matchup press.
Trying to generate something here.
But we got to make sure we cover every player, and we forgot to cover one, and that's important when you're doing a matchup press.
And there was Vincent, who got her hand on it, knocked it out of bounds, and it remains Xtreme ball. 2:33 left to play. Inbounds it comes to Savannah. Savannah. Outside to Olivia. Olivia, that's a 2-point shot, I do believe. That's up, that's no good. And rebounded, that's no good. And back outside to Olivia it goes.
We're still playing. We got one of those tough whistles close to the court. Felt like it might have been a foul. Some of the players stopped, but we're still playing. Ooh.
And somebody took a shot to the eye, I do believe.
We're going to call a quick referee timeout, make sure she's okay.
That's Savannah, who got apparently poked in the eye. And apparently she is okay. So Hayden will inbound it. We're 2:07 left here in the first half. 19-3 remains the score. Xtreme on top. There's a steal by Bob. Bob's got it back for the Crush. Bob, across the timeline she comes. Bob, she's going to take it herself. Put it up, and that's no good. And Bob is there to get that ball back. Bob is going to pass it outside. That is Cartmel. And she gives it off to Ferens. Ferens. Bounce pass over to the elbow, and it's taken away.
Off the races. And
that is Hayden, who's going to push it down to the other end. Hayden on the layup. That's no good. There to get it is Savannah, up and good for 2. She's got 6.
Nice follow by Savannah there. Way to stay with the play.
Lead it 21-3. 1.5 to go. And there's another steal. That is Savannah again on the defensive side. Savannah with another line change forthcoming here for the Ohio Crush. Xtreme with 1:10 to play here in the first half. Savannah has it. Savannah, little dish underneath. There's a shot, that's up, that's no good. And that's taken by the Crush. And that is Vincent who has it. And there's a whistle.
Looks like she was fouled down low.
Yes, indeed. And so that will be the 8th Xtreme foul, and that'll mean a 1-1 on the other end. 21-3 the score. 57.2 ticks left in the first half here at Auxiliary Court number 2, Otterbein University. This is the Otterbein Classic. As Sophie will check back into the ball game for the Xtreme, checking out will be Maya.
You know, I always say if you've got the decimals on your scoreboard, you know you've got a fancy clock. So nice to have that here. You never know when you need that. As of a second.
The front end of that 1-1 didn't even touch the rim for Vincent, so that'll automatically go back to the Xtreme. That's Hayden. Hayden up ahead with it. Hayden, bounce pass underneath. Nice looking pass, up and good. That is Mila for 2 more. She's got 6. The score 23-3.
Yeah, Hayden's got great court vision. Lefty point guard, which can really throw some teams off as your coach to force left quite a bit at this age level. And just great vision to keep hitting inside scores.
Jenna takes it herself, and she gives it off to Shull. That's Shull with it. She is guarded by Hayden. Shull, a little bit of a pick there. Gives it off underneath to Jenna. Jenna puts it up. That's no good. And that'll be in the hands of an Xtreme player. Ooh. And then the Crush get it right back. Nice defensive play there by Self. And there's a tie-up in the corner. And they're going to say that Self stepped out of bounds, and so with 13.1 seconds left in the first half, it'll be Xtreme ball. We'll see what they can do with it before the teams huddle up for halftime. Driving it down to Savannah. Savannah's going to take it coast to coast, put it up, and get fouled on her way up. And so Savannah's going to step back to the free throw line. She's 0 for 2 there, but she has a chance to redeem herself on this trip. 9th team foul on the Crush. They've got 9, Xtreme with 8. Savannah, 6 points so far, 0 for 2 from the line. First shot is up. That one falls for her. 21-point lead, 24-3. Savannah back at the line. That shot is up, and that one doesn't touch the rim, so it goes back to the Crush. 7.9 seconds to go in the first half. Will the Xtreme press here? Yes, they will. And out of bounds it goes. And that's off of, no, that's off the Xtreme. So the Crush, with 5 seconds to go, we're going to bring it up. That's Clark. Clark gives it off to Shull. Shull at the buzzer will not get the shot off, and that will be the end of the first half. The Xtreme lead the Crush 24-3. We'll be back with the second half here on GBA TV on Facebook and on YouTube. Here's Jeremy Scott back here. Thanks again to Spencer Giese for joining us. He had to go get ready for his games. He is the coach of OSP. As on the other end, as we begin the second half of play, that is up and good for Hayden for 2. The score 26-3. The Xtreme all over the Crush. And that is how the second half begins. And of course, it will be a running clock as long as a team leads by 20 or more. That's Self. Self gives it off to Ferens, and it's stolen away. That's stolen away by Hayden. Hayden's going to push it down to the other end. Hayden on the drive. Hayden on the shot. That's no good. And then it's stripped away from Ferens on the rebound, and the jump ball will favor the Xtreme. Because don't forget, Crush had it to start the half, but the Xtreme stole it away and took it to the other end, put it in for 2. As Caleb Graham bumps the table. So if you got jilted by what just happened, blame Caleb. There's a shot that's up and no good. And that was partially blocked, and it's grabbed by the Crush, and then there's another jump ball. This one will favor the Crush, who trail by 23. Ferens playing the point. Has it stolen away. That's Sophie on the steal. Sophie up ahead. And that's stolen away then by Self. Self is going to be fouled. Now the Xtreme get called for the first foul of the half. And Vincent will inbound. That'll be Ferens playing the point here for the Crush. And she'll be met by Hayden. And poked by Libby. Crush get it back. And then that one's poked almost out of bounds. And a timeout is called on the floor with 9:41 to go. Timeout called by the Crush, who trail by 23. We'll be back. (26-3) is the score as we resume the second half here. Auxiliary court number 2 of Otterbein University. 9:41 to play. Jeremy Scott with you. It's the Ohio Crush on offense. They trail it by 23. Then that's taken away by the Xtreme. And there's a tie-up, and that's Olivia, who got tied up there with Ferens. And the possession arrow will favor the Xtreme. So Olivia will inbound this ball. That'll be Savannah to play the point. Savannah up at the top, bounces it over to Olivia. Back up top to Hayden, to Savannah. I'm sorry, Savannah on the run, puts it up, count the bucket and the foul. Savannah at the line, puts it up and in there. Makes it 29-3. Clock winds to 9 minutes. Crush on offense, it's Bob. Bob has it stolen away by Gianna. Gianna going to push it to the other end. Gianna just outruns everybody, then loses control of the ball, gets it back, and puts it up and in. So Gianna with her first 2 of the game makes it 31-3. That's Bob. And it's almost stolen away by the Xtreme. Crush able to recover. And that's Cartmel. Cartmel. Over to Bob. Bob drives it and gets fouled. That'll be the second Xtreme foul of the half. 29-3 remains the score. As Savannah checks out, and Sophie checks back in for the Xtreme. Crush on offense, that's Jenna. Jenna met by Gianna. And there's a pick, and they're gonna call a moving screen. That is a moving screen on Bob. That's the second Crush foul. And the Xtreme sideline the Crush sideline not too happy with that call. But it is Xtreme ball. Sophie will play the point here. Sophie gives it off. That's Gianna. Back to Sophie. Sophie kicks it out. There's a 2-point shot. That's up, and that's no good for Olivia. And there's a tie up underneath. That possession arrow favors the Xtreme. Apparently, yes. Clock continues to run. And there's a quick 2-point shot. That's up. That's an air ball. And that's mishandled by Vincent. And out of bounds it goes, and it will remain Xtreme ball. A little over 6.5 to play here in the second half. As inbounds it comes to Gianna. Gianna going to pivot. Going to find somebody to pass it to. That is Mila. Over to Sophie. Sophie gets the ball back before it crosses that timeline. Sophie going to drive it, put it up. That's no good, and that's rebounded by Vincent. So Vincent has it now for the Xtreme, for the Crush, excuse me, and that's Bob who will bring the ball down the floor. Bob turns around, passes it outside to Ferens. Ferens bounce pass out to Jenna for 3. That's no good. That's taken by Sophie. Sophie crossover dribble. Sophie dishes it out to Gianna. She'll attempt a 3, and she will miss on that 3-point shot. That's rebounded and then blocked. There's a shot that's short. And scramble for that loose ball. Jump ball will favor the Crush. So Hayden and Maya will check back in here. And it'll be Mila and Gianna to check out for the Xtreme. And a line change here for the Crush. Somebody better notify the inbounds person and the receiver here. Yep, here they come. And a timeout is going to be called instead by the Crush because there was just all kinds of confusion as a part of that substitution. And so, with 5:03 to play in the second half, the score 31-3. The Xtreme lead the Crush, and we'll be back. Back to the action here. The Xtreme lead this one, 31-3. Crush on offense. And there's a steal. Stolen away by Hayden. Hayden's going to take it to the other end and miss on the lay-in. And a loose ball goes out of bounds, and it will go off of the Xtreme and back to the Crush. Stolen away by Sophie. Sophie up ahead, it goes to Hayden. Hayden on the layup, it is good. Hayden's got 6 points. It's 33-3. The Extreme lead this one by 30. That's Mags. Loses it. And it goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back to the Extreme. Late substitution here. As Hayden checks out, Savannah checks in for the Extreme. That's Libby. Going to take it to the hoop, put it up, and get fouled on her way up. And Libby is going to go to the free throw line. She's one of 2 there so far today. 3rd team foul on the Crush. As Libby at the line, not able to connect on the first free throw. Libby. Second shot is up. It falls. So she's 2 of 4 from the line. It's 34-3 now. That's no good for Libby. And a jump ball will favor the Crush. So 34-3 is the score. As Maya checks out. That'll be Ferens. Ferens gives it off. Turnaround shot, that's up and good. Good shot by Vincent to make it a 34-5 game. Sophie giving it off to Savannah. Savannah, little bounce pass over to Libby. Libby on the drive, Libby on the shot, no good. Out of bounds. And off of the Crush. As Gianna checks back in for the Extreme, checking out will be Sophie. Clock winds to 2:20 here in the second half. Inbounds it comes. Quick shot on the inbounds pass. That is up and good for Mila. Mila's got 8 to score, 36-5 now. And there's a tie-up. The Extreme end up with it. Good steal by Libby. Libby's going to push it out of the other end. Underneath the hoop, wide open, putting it up and in there. That is Gianna. Score 38-5. Extreme with a 33-point lead over the Crush. 1:43 left to play in this ball game. We'll be back here on GBA TV. Hey. 38-5, the score. 1:40 and winding on the second half clock. I do believe the Crush just used their last timeout. As on the Crush end, that's Self. Self gives it to Bob. Bob has it poked away from her, and that is Savannah. Savannah's going to push it to the other end. Savannah She's going to take it herself and give a little bounce pass very late in the game. And that's going to go back out to Olivia. Olivia back to Gianna. Gianna back to Savannah. Savannah on the drive. Savannah has it poked away from her. Nice defense there by the Crush. Under a minute to play. 38-5 the score. Bob for the Crush gives it to Jenna. And trapped in the corner over there is Jenna. And that's going to be a violation on the Crush. The clock winds to under 30 seconds. Xtreme with Mila on the drive. It's going to stop. Have it taken away from her by Jenna. So good defense there again on the part of the Crush. 15 seconds left. They will look to put a couple more points on the board before the final buzzer. That's Bob who will play the point here for the Crush. As the clock winds, a little bounce pass over. And on the baseline, that is stolen away at the end by Gianna, and that will do it for this one. The final, the Xtreme 38, the Crush 5, and we'll be back with more GBA action here on GBA TV.